All right, so I feel like unfortunately a lot of the times for Pixel devices, they kind of get lost in the shuffle compared to iPhones and Galaxies, and even in some extents like OnePlus, especially with their 13, they knocked it out of the park. But I feel like with the Pixel 8, and even more so now with the Pixel 9 Pro that came out last year, I feel like this is really where Google kind of like made their mark, and this is the most that I feel like I've heard people talking about Pixel devices in like a larger capacity as a whole in my circles and even in like third-party circles as well. It really felt like Google took what it meant to be a flagship device very seriously, and they put their heart and their soul and their feet into the Pixel 9 Pro. And what we got here was a really great, cohesive, well-rounded package. But over the course of a year, things can change. And so what I'm going to do for you guys in this video with the Pixel 10 Pro coming out, I think in just a few weeks actually, I'm gonna break down for you guys my experience with the Pixel 9 Pro, all of the good, things that still could use work for sure, and why this still a whole year later, if you're looking to save some money, might still be a great phone pickup for you guys. So if you guys are new here, my name is Dave, and this is where tech meets lifestyle. Fingerprint sensor is super fast, super quick, very responsive. I've never had a problem with that. Now, something to really consider too is the battery life. That's something that on the Pixel 5, 6, 7, and 8s that I had were kind of like sore points for me, where the battery life would range between like meh and pretty okay, where I can say that when I first got the Pixel 9 Pro and used it as my daily driver for the first week and month, that's something that I was really pleasantly surprised with, getting like 8+ hours worth of battery life, which rivaled for me like my iPhone 15, 16 Pro Max, my Galaxy S24, 25 Ultra, which all had really great battery life. What I can say thankfully is that an entire year later, the battery life continues to be really good and really dependable, and that's really the biggest thing, right? Like, most people want to know that they can unplug their phone first thing in the morning before they go to work. They can go to work, then go to the gym, then run errands after, and still get to their house at the end of the day, and they don't have to worry the phone is just going to die on them. And in my experience, even an entire year later, the Pixel 9 Pro still holds up really well in that regard. And that's something that I'm really hoping for the Pixel 10. At minimum, they maintain that same battery competence. And ideally, right, year over year, getting better improvements and iterations. Hopefully it's even better, but at minimum, if you're looking to save money because you know the new phone's coming out, you're wondering if the battery life on the Pixel 9 is still good, I definitely give it a thumbs up there. Now hear me out when I say this, right? I know AI is like the big buzzword thing for tech of the last couple of years. What I can say is that Google Gemini on the Pixel 9 Pro is genuinely, practically, realistically helpful every single day in ways that Apple's AI, Apple Intelligence thing just flat out is not. I say that as someone who spent their own $1,200 of hard-earned cash to get an iPhone, right? I don't prefer iPhones necessarily, but to be objective and impartial for you guys, I spent the money to shell out $1,000 and more, so that way I could actually give this a fair shake compared to other phones on the market, right? And I did put my SIM card in this, use this as my primary device. And this is a great, well-rounded, all-around device. But the AI stuff and features on here just don't work well a lot of the time. On your Galaxy devices and the Pixel 9 Pro, the AI implementation here is great. Even the AI features that are built into like the camera, when you're editing things, generative fill, circle search is excellent. Like for example, whenever I or Maria need anything, it's gotten to the point where Maria, she's an iPhone user, she says, hey, can you ask Gemini X? Right? If it's something about like a workout routine or information about health or how different mechanisms of something work, she doesn't pick up her iPhone and ask those questions. She asks me to ask Gemini whatever the question is. She actually just came back in. Maria, huh? Whenever we have questions about something pertaining to like any life thing, do we use your iPhone and Apple Intelligence to ask like Siri, or do we use Gemini?
Gemini.
Gemini, right? Yep. For like everything. And how reliable is it?
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. And that being said, right, the AI stuff, not everyone's going to use those things all of the time, right? It might be something that you don't care about that at all. You might not use the AI stuff in any capacity. But when you need to use it, is there, it works great, and has quick, reliable information for you and breakdowns for you when you need them. And I feel like when looking at how things complement our lifestyles, I feel like that's a really, really big plus that you're getting with the Pixel 9 Pro over other competition. Now, when it comes to the software experience, that is definitely one of those things that I can say I feel like personally, Google has kind of mastered, right? I mean, I feel like even on like their Google Fi, for example, that software experience is so refined, so detailed, the little animations that you're getting when you're opening and closing apps, when you're shifting between different applications, everything really just feels cohesive in a way that I think really does rival Apple and their ecosystem and that entire UI software user experience where things are just moving and things just feel really, really right. And what I can say is that over this entire last year, I have not had a single instance where my Google Pixel 9 Pro lagged, hitched, stuttered, or chugged in any capacity for any of like the normal every day-to-day things that you use your phone for, right? For phone calls, texting, emails, even when the group chat gets really out of hand. Sometimes you're getting like 40, 50 messages in the span of a minute, and sometimes phones can slow down. Even in those instances, the Pixel 9 Pro is really a champ. For social media, for FaceTiming, well, Google Meet video chatting, you understand, with like friends and family and things. The Pixel 9 Pro just does everything exceptionally well, with the one exception being when you're trying to play those like really heavy graphically intensive games, if you're trying to max everything out and get like the maximum graphical texture settings, bloom, anti-aliasing, and all of those graphical bells and whistles, that's really when you're going to see the Pixel 9 Pro really chug a little bit compared to say something like the iPhone 15 Pro Max or even like the 16 Pro Max or like my Galaxy Fold 7 or the Fold 6. Or the Galaxy S25 Ultra, right? All of those devices do a much better job handling maximum graphical output when you're playing games in the Pixel 9. But realistically, I feel like for most people, that kind of thing really just doesn't matter all that much. I mean, if you're just looking to play some games and you're gonna play them on like the medium to medium high graphical settings depending on the game, you're still going to have a really good time, and not everyone needs to push every single pixel, every single texture to the maximum. And so if you're not worried about the super high-end gaming on the Pixel 9, which I imagine most of you guys are not, then you're gonna have a great time regardless. And the overall user experience and software experience of the Pixel 9 to this day is still great. The camera, man, I mean, the cameras on the Pixel 9 Pro are excellent. They do a great job rendering any kind of scene that you're actually trying to take a picture of. Nighttime video is something that it still struggles with, but these things aren't going to be perfect in every single domain. But nighttime video is definitely something that could be improved upon for sure. For a lot of people, one of the things that's going to matter the most is going to be the zoom photo capabilities that you're getting out of the Pixel 9 Pro. And an entire year later, I can say you're still getting really, really nice, detailed, crisp zoom images out of your Pixel 9 Pro. Definitely going to be better than something like, say, like a Galaxy Fold 6, which is going to cost you a lot more money, or honestly even like my Galaxy Fold 7, which they've improved this phone a ton and I love this thing to death. But it's even going to have better zoom capabilities than this $2,000 device. You're getting zoom pictures comparable to that of your iPhone and your Galaxy S24, 25 Ultra series. And then having 10-bit HDR and 4K 60 FPS on your Pixel 9 Pro makes for really great detailed videos that you're proud to look back on and to show other people. And the 8K video that you're getting on here, in my experience, not as good as like, say, the Galaxy series, but when you do take your 8K video, you kind of like let that run, it'll go into the cloud and it'll kind of like touch things up, which is going to take some additional time. However, once you actually look back on it, those results actually do look quite good. I feel like if you're looking to save some money and still want a really well-rounded Android device, the Pixel 9 Pro is still going to be a really great deal, even an entire year later, and especially there are going to be some additional deals and discounts going on because the Pixel 10 Pro is right around the corner. But all in all, this thing is going to do basically everything that you want and need your phone to do, except for, of course, really, like nighttime videos not going to look great compared to the competition. If you're someone that wants really heavy gaming performance, you're just not getting that here with the Tensor G4, but outside of that, this really checks off pretty much every box. It's a great device. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. But outside of that, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. I hope the video could be helpful for you guys. And as always, peace, love, adios, bye guys, and have a great day.